Hey, how's it going? So yesterday I went to MEPS and I took the ASVAB. And it's actually out here in Los Angeles or El Segundo. So I guess I was going to talk a little bit about my experience, what happened over there, just preparing for the exam and what taking the practice tests and things like that prior. So so basically, when I initially took a practice test, it was a couple years ago. I'd walked into a Navy recruiter's office, and he's like, "Hey, you want to take practice tests?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" And then so I do have a college degree. Um, I think I graduated high school in like 1997, so I'm pretty up there. I graduated college in 2009, so it's been a while since I've done any type of studying or anything like that. So, but I went in there thinking like, oh, it's gonna be pretty easy. I'll just blast through this really fast, and I ended up bombing it because I just just guessed on everything, and then I just wanted to get out of there. So I think I got like a 30 something, and then the recruiter was like, I think you need to study. So, anyways, fast forward um, up, I guess like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I walked into the Air Force recruiter's office, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you take the practice test?" So I took the practice test at home, and um, I took my time with it. I think I took like 3 hours, and I did really well. Um, but I guess with the ASVAB, it's a time test, so um, you can't take your time with it. So I was like, okay, I really got to study for this because um, going back to when I just didn't study and I just kind of blasted through it, I bombed it. So what I did was I got this book, this ASVAB um, book from McGraw-Hill Education. Um, and so what I did was I studied this whole thing, and I spent most of my time on the the arithmetic and math. Yeah, arithmetic, reasoning, the math, like the algebra and geometry, memorizing all those formulas, and then kind of breeze, like kind of not paying, not spending too much time on the reading comprehension and um, word stuff, and on the electronic stuff, I memorized the formulas and kind of concepts in general science. I just reviewed it. Um, so anyway, so this helped a lot. I do recommend getting this book, and then I took all the practice tests every day, especially the all the math based tests, so that I could get used to seeing those problems, memorizing the stuff that I got wrong, and then going back and fixing all that stuff. So this did help a lot because it comes with a CD-ROM too with more practice tests. So all those practice tests are really helpful um, and help me out a lot, especially when you take the practice test and you set a timer. So that really um, will prepare you for what happens when you go to MEPS and takes the ASVAB. So, but yeah, so yesterday my scheduled time was at 1 o'clock, so I showed up there at 12. Went through security, checked in with the Air Force enlisted person at MEPS. Um, they took my phone, they took my watch, because you can't have any of those kind of things when you go up and take the test. And it was pretty simple. Like I stood in line, they took my paperwork. The guy kind of processing everyone kind of got annoyed with me because I didn't know when I'd taken my practice test. So he sent me back downstairs and um, maybe get the exact date and stuff like that. So I had to call my recruiter. It's kind of funny. I was like probably like the oldest guy there. even even the guys behind the desk were like, "What are you doing here?" Um, but yeah, you go in, sat up against the computer, and just start taking the test. And since I had taken all the practice tests um, prior, it wasn't that big of a deal. There's a lot of things that are on the test that I didn't see that were in the book, so I was kind of getting nervous about that. But um, I guess if you study the book, you'll score well, but just be prepared to see things that are on the test that aren't even in some of these books. So um, I ended as soon as I took the test, I called my recruiter and I was like, "Hey, how'd I do?" Because I thought I had bombed it. Because there's so many questions I wasn't 100% sure, or I didn't see them, on the practice test. Oh, by the way, and they do. I felt like when you got to your arithmetic reasoning section, you get like 39 minutes or something like that for 16 problems. So you can kind of slow down a little bit and take your time and try to find the right answers. But I think I was answering the last question at the very last second. So just try to make sure you answer all the questions. But yeah, so anyways, my scores weren't like great, but I did like pass, I guess. So I got a 73 overall. And then for mechanical, I got 74 because I studied that section a little bit, kind of like the last kind of 2 days before the test. But I didn't know everything. I just kind of just got the gist of everything for admin. I got 72. I think it's actually like reading comprehension, things like that. I forget exactly what calculates into that. For in general, I got a 74. And then for electronics, I got an 82, which is kind of a surprise. But I did spend some time really kind of trying to study that section, just the formulas and things like that, and just like the basic principles, which is actually not that complicated. And I'm dumb. I'm not that smart of a guy, but I was able to, like, I guess, pull it off. So apparently, like, I qualified for a lot of the jobs that the Air Force has to offer. I think actually all of them. So now it's just a matter of trying to figure out, kind of narrow them down to, my top 8. But I really wanted contracting, and these cats are going crazy. They're hungry. I really wanted to get a contracting gig, but we'll see. I mean, there's some cool electrical jobs that are out there. There's a lot of cool jobs in the Air Force, but um, there's some dream jobs out there, but we'll see what happens. So anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. If you're an older dude like me, 38, looking to get into the military, either active duty or reserve, ask me some questions. Let's ask each other some questions, because when you go on YouTube and stuff, it's the lucky guys that are younger, a lot younger, and not close into the age limit. So definitely check back in, because I'm waiting to go to medical. I have to get some stuff cleared, like my wrist. I have like this I got a plate and some screws in there, so I'm waiting to get cleared on that. So keep checking back in, ask me some questions, because I'll probably be asking you questions too right back. And then subscribe if you want to keep up to date with all this stuff that's going on. So I'll talk to you guys soon.